What's
What's
up,
up,
y'all?
y'all?
Hey, so look, before we get started, I had an issue with my mic yesterday. It was way too close. It was way too loud. It was my first video, so I turned it down and I put it out my face. So hopefully, it sound way better. You know what I'm saying? So I apologize. It was my first video. Learning curve. Don't be in the comment talking about, oh, you sound bad. You sound muffled. It was just too loud. I forgot to turn my mic down. She sounded good. But, let's get off into this podcast today. We have an interesting topic. We ain't gonna just talk about relationships every time. You know what I'm saying? So, the first topic I want to talk about is, and it was sent from one of y'all. It was like, do you have to go to college to be successful? Yes or no? Okay. First off, I just want to talk about how hard it is to even get into college. You know what I'm saying? So, and the requirements it takes to even get into college, let alone to be successful. So, I'm gonna go ahead and pass it over to you, baby. You tell me, since you was a college student, you know what I'm saying? This is your field. You was a college student. First of all, before we even answer the question, tell me tell me how hard it was to get into college. I mean, I'm just like in general, not for you. Like a lot of people that really want to go to college, but it's hard for them to get into college because they make it so hard. So
Um, to be honest, what you just said at the end, I think it's more so people make it hard.
mm,
The only time it's difficult to really get into college is if you have like a specific school you're trying to go
right,
to, or if you're looking for like these Ivy League schools where you gotta have the best of the best scores, and
yeah,
of course you gotta have a whole lot of money. But if it's like a school like the one I went to, it's like 100% acceptance rate. So
yeah,
all you gotta do is apply, send your information, and 9.9 times out of 10 you're getting into the school. So I really think the hard part is like that mental preparation of, one, like I have to leave home
yeah.
majority of the time.
That's true.
Two, I went through 4 years of high school and I probably didn't even like it. So do I really want to have my parents or have myself, because some people pay for their own school, go into a school and I don't even finish?
Yeah.
So I think it's really like the mental part that makes it hard to get into school.
Now I agree, but there are some people who have it hard trying to get into school. So to touch bases on them, it's like they didn't have enough fast for financial aid or government assistance, and they have to depend on their parent situation. And if their parent situation ain't all the way up to par, then it makes all these other loans put them more and more in debt, and it just makes it that much harder. And then once they see, all that money getting poured at them, and what they gonna owe, all this, that, and the third, they get a little discouraged. But I'm not saying that it's easy for everybody because, there was a point of time where I tried to apply for college, and there's a lot of things that made it hard. So for the people, I agree. For the people that apply themselves and they actually want to go to college, yeah, it's not hard. You know what I'm saying? If you just running from things that I gotta do to get into college, then yeah, you making it hard for yourself. But for like the people who really don't have that extra help, it becomes hard for them because they have to take out loan after loan just to make up the tuition.
I'm gonna touch on that just a little bit because,
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's true. But on
Hmm.
the other end, I learned a valuable lesson
Right.
that, because I owe, right? Then I owe a lot. But if I would have applied myself in other ways, like they have scholarships,
Yeah.
they have grants, there's people that will apply for 100 scholarships and not have to pay nothing out of pocket.
Mm.
So like their family situation really has nothing to do with whether or not they can pay for
Yeah.
school. They just decided to apply themselves in that area, which again, that's also hard because it's
Yeah.
time consuming, and then you got to find the right ones, and then you got to make sure, okay, if I apply for this and I get it, are they actually going to give me the money?
Right.
Are they giving it to the school? So it's like, I get that too, but it's still possible.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
just like, I just wanted to put that out there for the people who are discouraged,
Right.
thinking like, okay, my parents don't have the money. Even if they don't, there's options.
Yeah, use your options for sure. I like that point. Um, and then, do you have to go to college to be successful? So, I feel I'm on like a yes and no. Reason I'm on a yes is because depending on what you want to do in this world, you know, if you want to be a doctor, you want to be a lawyer, you know, you anything that requires you to actually go to school, you can't just walk up and be like, oh, wake up and be like, oh, I'm gonna be a doctor. You can't just walk up on a job and be like, oh, I can do this, and you have no knowledge or information or schooling about it, and you know, so I feel like that's what leans more towards the yes for me, and the no is in this world we live today, there's a lot of different options. Social media is an outlet. Different entrepreneurships is an outlet. But for the most part, it's like experience is starting to outweigh degree.
Yeah.
Um, it's in certain fields. It's not in all fields. But a lot of people get touch bases on what I'm saying. It's like you can have somebody who been working 10 plus years. You got a degree for the same thing, and they doing interviews, right? And they looking, it's like, okay, he got a degree in this, but he don't have no experience in this.
Right.
So will have to spend more time building this person who just got a degree to show for the job versus the other person who has multiple different experiences in different fields that is the better fit. And I just feel like, you know, especially with like jobs where you worked hard, you been went to school, you got the grade that you need. I feel like it's unfair, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, where's the balance in the world if we just let all these people who freshly out of school come in and take over this job? I mean, this is the future. A lot of jobs produce future. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I would rather take a person who literally know what they doing versus you may got the good grades for it, but there's no guarantee you know what you're doing. You never experienced it. You just know the background work of how things work, but you ain't never even been in the field. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of yes or no for me, and a big part of it is because experience is taking over, and I can make just as much money with my experience with your degree. That's just how it is.
I agree. My answer is yes and no too. For similar reasons. Again, depending on what job you want.
Right.
Like you said, you can't go into a hospital and be like, I want to do some surgery, but I ain't went to school.
Yeah,
So,
true.
like, come on now. Like, you got to make sense of it. But, like, there's a lot of options out here where experience is key, but you got to start from the bottom.
That's true.
And sometimes that takes longer than going to get a degree, showing up and being like, hey, I don't know nothing yet, but I at least have like the knowledge background of it. So I ain't got to start from rock bottom. I can start from the middle and then build from there. Right. But I also think like that also plays a part in like the laziness of corporations now. They don't want to teach nobody how to do nothing.
That's true.
So they like, okay, you've been doing this for 20 years. You did it for 2. Yeah, you got a degree, but then there's also jobs where they're like, I want the degree and the experience.
Yeah.
Which is hard because I got the degree, but nobody won't give me a job to give me the experience because y'all looking for people with experience. So like which one do y'all really want? And I just think knowledge is power. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's nothing wrong with having a degree at all. Even if you don't even want to do what you went to school for, just having that as like a backup, because you never know when somebody's going to ask for it. Prayerfully, schools start becoming free then, because there's no reason we should be paying for knowledge. But
That's true.
That's a topic for another
Another
day.
topic for another day.
But I think having something to just fall back on is always good.
Oh yeah.
Especially in the world today, like you gotta have something. You have to have something to show for something, and then I think with school, it teaches you a lot. Aside from like, of course the book stuff, but like you have to apply yourself.
Yeah.
You have to be dedicated. You have to stay focused. You have to learn how to prioritize different things or different classes. Or with me, I was working 2 different types of jobs and going to school and then trying to have a social life. So that's like having 4 different jobs at once. You have to learn that balance, and that's something that you can still take into the real world and say, hey, I didn't do it like you, but I know a little something.
Yeah, for sure. But like only reason I'm saying that, because like you were saying, is like we may think that, but the corporations in this world now, they're not on the same page with how it used to be about, oh, I'll take this person with a degree and I'd rather mold them because they already know something. It's a lot of times with people with degrees, they still got to start at the bottom too.
Right.
You know, and it's just, it goes, I'm glad you said the corporations are getting lazy, because you got to have something to fall back on. And now it's like, if I got the experience, I could use that to fall back on. You know, and back then it used to be like, oh, nah, you need that degree. You know, you could go get certified for a lot of different things in weeks now.
Back then you did need it.
Yeah.
And it actually meant something. But now it's like, okay, everybody got one of them.
That's true. But now what I can agree is that having a degree, you will come in making more money.
Right.
If you do get accepted, you will make more money than that person who is more experienced. Now it just depends on, again, because I know a lot of people works in a job and they got a degree and they know John Doe, he don't, but he make more money or just right up there at the same. Now again, it just depends on what business you are in, because if I got a 20-year and I got a 2-year degree person, I'm like, okay, this 20-year deserves to get paid too, because he done already put in work. So, you know, it's kind of just what the world we live in today, really.
Yeah. An example of that, I mean, not everybody liked the military, but like with the military, a degree puts you at a different pay grade from the start, puts you at a different rank from the start.
Right.
Even like the field that I'm in, or like the social work in CPS, having a degree puts you in a different pay grade. Yeah, you still have to start at the bottom, but your pay is still greater. Yeah,
so the pay will be better for sure in a lot of different cases. But now, I researched, it say 74%, which are mostly students, says you do not have to have a degree to be successful. And I just, you know, agreeing with them, because that's the 74% that said it. There's too many different outlets, you know, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. You get paid off Facebook, you know, and as long as you stay consistent, and I feel like it still go hand in hand with having a degree, because you got to be consistent to even get that degree. And if you want to blow up in the entrepreneur world, you got to stay consistent too. But for that 74%, I'm going to agree with you, because there's so many different outlets. Back in the day, like our grandparents, some of our parents, they didn't have the social media platform that we blessed with today to be able to make money consistently, and then it opens up other doors for other things. You know what I'm saying? So,
and I'm personally a part of that 74%, because it's like, yeah, I went to school, and yeah, congratulations, pat on the back, but like I still feel like I have nothing to show for it. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like it's starting to get harder and harder for people who we done spent all this time in school. I spent 4 years going to school when I could have spent 4 years building a channel or building a business, or you know, getting different certifications and doing it differently. Not saying that people got out of school and like skyrocketed, but it's a lot of people, that's not the story. Clearly, 74%. Like we getting out of school and like, all right,
and then think about it. When you get out of school and you got your degree, let's say you do start doing something entrepreneur wise. The minute that you blow up on what you're doing entrepreneur wise, you have put that degree so far back because you still gonna have to build up your degree. Until you make that max dollar of what your degree say you can make, I still gotta put in this time, then
Right.
boom. So the benefits and the raises, they all the same. I could start off at this bracket, but I still gotta do a year, maybe even 2 years to get my bonus. I still gotta go through all this training. You can have a degree and they'll still put you in a 6 month training course. And it's like with entrepreneurs, and I'm just touching bases on both sides trying to be fair. With entrepreneurs, they just wait on one thing to blow up. And the minute it blow up, it opens
that.
so many more doors. You seen this person doing YouTube, now they got their own talk show. Now they modeling. Now they trying on different clothes for different sheens and Tim, like they have different things that open up for them because somebody saw them.
Right.
Somebody picked them out the bunch and was like, "You gonna be something."
Right.
I'm not. You don't have to wait. And it obviously with YouTube it takes a lot more people. You gotta subscribe. You gotta get followers. But it's like I put in my work. If I would have put 4 years of work into doing this right now, let's just give you an example for doing podcasts, right? By the time that 4th year is up, I would have been blew up way past somebody who just now getting a degree. And then when you get your degree, it's that fear of what am I do next? Because I got so comfortable in college. They promised me so many different things. You could do this, you could do that. And then they just shoot out the door. You got your degree. We did what we supposed to do.
Right. Come back and get another one.
Right. And it's like, okay. And again, I'm just being fair on both sides, talking with the 74%, because there are positive things. But, it's just like soon as something just spark for the people that do entrepreneur, they don't turn back. There's literally no way to turn back. There's a lot of different YouTubers who, that's it. All they do is YouTube, and they still successful. And I'm just giving one platform. It's a lot of people who just do TikTok. And once you get them followers, once you get them likes, so let's say I get 1 million likes on TikTok. Any video I post is guaranteed to hit my monthly number to make my check.
Right.
Not saying that it's more than most, because there's gonna be some videos where okay, I might still didn't hit my numbers, but if I stay consistent like I'm doing without the month, by the time the end of the month and my stats reach where I need to be, that's a check.
Right.
Because it's a check. Because why? I have enough followers to see what I'm doing. No matter if they don't check it on Monday, they gonna check it on Tuesday.
They're gonna check it next month.
They'll check it next month, and I'm blowing up off of old money. You know what I'm saying? Old videos, and it's just like it's so this world. It's a good thing. We gotta have different outlets because even knowing all this, people are still lazy. They won't get in front of the camera. They won't be consistent on a schedule of when I'm gonna record, what I'm gonna do. They make all these plans, and it's like, but you could have been blew up if you would have just boom, 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 boom. Even if you got 3 people that's watching your video,
keep going, because you never know.
Keep going. That's the message. And we not even a big YouTube channel, but what we gonna do is we gonna keep going because, first of all, some gonna blow up, some gonna pop for us, right? It may be this video, it may be a video a couple months from now, but that ain't what even it's about. A lot of time when people start their own entrepreneurship, is they doing something they love, so they don't have to work again.
Right.
And if you doing something you love, it ain't work.
That was a good one, man.
Yeah,
Okay.
But we can move on to the next topic. We could be on this. It could go so many different ways. People can have, and the reason why I like how we do on our podcast, we leave the door open for y'all to come give y'all thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Tell us what you feel. Agree on some sides. Disagree with some sides. So we could grow our comment sections too. It's gonna be a lot of people who agree with this and don't agree with that. But hey, that's what a podcast for. We talk. We talk on this month.
All right.
But
introduce the next or what?
Go ahead, introduce the next one, man.
All right. So the next topic that we decided we were gonna touch on today is how do you feel about parents kicking their kids out at the age of 18?
Can I take this over real quick?
Go ahead,
Okay.
because I already know.
All right, so I'm from down south. I'm from Alabama, right? Where I'm from, we got 1890. That's what they call 1890. Um, Now there's a lot of good that come out of it, and I wanna touch bases on the good first, all right?
What's the 1890?
Once you turn 18, you got 90 days to get out,
I was just
right?
yeah.
But it's all jokes, but you know what I'm saying, not too long past when you turn 18, you need to figure it out. Because if you ain't working, you ain't going to school, yeah,
You gotta do something.
you gotta get out my house. You a grown person
That
who
too.
just so and that goes hand with what I was about to say. It teach you not to be lazy. Our parents that followed that because I had my own duplex at 18, right, and it just set me up to pay bills responsibly and take care of a house. I'm 18 years old, freshly out of high school, and it's like, now what? And I watched different things go on, and I was, feeling myself, feeling like a man, and I'm like, I don't want to be told to come home at this time. I don't want to be told, hey, clean this up, clean my kitchen, and these are my beds. You know what I'm saying? Like all those things. I'm like, I ain't in school no more. I took off the camp for college football. Some things happened, so I came back. Right. Um, but when I really just was like, no, I'm gonna stay here and I'm not going to school. I'm not, staying in my mama and them house. I got a job. And I had really was just like, I'm a grown man. I don't need nobody telling me, hey, you need to be in my house at this certain time. But overall, it really taught me like, hey, if you gonna feel like that, and I say that to say, if you gonna feel like that, then experience the world the way you need to experience it. But it ain't gonna be easy.
Right.
All right, and you think you know it all at 18, and that gonna run into my con because first of all, it causes you to actually grow up a lot faster, and a lot of times we not ready. We really not ready, and we put this expectation on us to, all right, you got it. But the minute that you fail, you feel like a letdown, and other people will look at you like I told you so.
You should have stayed here.
You should have stayed. But it really will make you a better man from my perspective, because at this point it's like, okay, I'm not turning back around. Now I'm about to prove to them that I got it. I'm not gonna let them tell me like, oh, I told you so. So now I need to do everything from A to D that requires me to be good in my living space at 18. Now, it got a time where things got scary for me. Like, okay, got sick and I can't depend on mom and dad and them money to make up my check. It was like, oh, I missed a couple days of work.
What you gonna do?
What am I gonna do? And I ain't nobody teaching you how to pay bills. You know of it, but you learning a lot by yourself.
Right.
Trial and error. You calling, you asking different questions. Now that can go good and bad. You miss a couple days because you may get sick, and I'm just giving you an example. If you get sick, that means nothing you could do. You gotta miss work, but then you missing money off your paycheck, and let's say rent is due. You don't know anything about calling to get an extension. You don't know anything about when it's time to pay the light bill. I could pay half, and then 2 more weeks I could pay the other. You don't know nothing about it. You don't know. You don't know it until you get that phone call. I'm like, hey, yo, such and such bill due. Why you ain't paid it? And it's like, oh, I don't have it. It's like, then they hit you with, well, what do you have? And then you're like, oh, so I could pay you. Okay, got you. That's something I won't forget for the next time. I'll go ahead and handle what I can handle. And then, but it's like it's trial and error. You learning all that by yourself. Right. And your pride grows so big, you're not about to call your folks and be like, hey, how do I do this? Oh, I done ran into this wall. You want to make everything glitter like gold at that point. Right. And I just went through it, so that's why I had a lot of. But the cons I did have is, for one, I put a high standard on myself at 18 to not fail. when I don't know everything. I'm setting myself up to literally fail. And for the parents that's out there who's making their kids, if you got a valid reason, if you look at them and you feel like they lazy and you trying to push them out in this world, 'cause this world is hard, I salute. But if you can keep them a little bit longer and nourish them and teach them what school don't teach you nowadays, do that too, because it will definitely help for when you. And I ain't saying you got to keep them till they 21. Keep them till like 19, 20. It only take that. All right, you not in school no more. You can stay here at 18, but while you staying here, I'm gonna teach you A, B, C, and D. Right. Because when you do go out here, you do get your own. You're gonna be set up for success. Cause there's different ways to be successful. You don't have to just go to school. We already talked about that. If you want to just be in the workforce, you want to have a family, you want to have nice things. If you start at 18 and by the time you 25, you getting money off that job. 401k then built up. You got a family. You build your own house. You know, it's a lot of. But I'm gonna teach you. I'm gonna guide you and I'm gonna teach you based off of what you want to do. Now, if I see a little lazy bone in you, and I see that this person needs, because everybody different. This child here needs a little extra push. Hey, you got 18, you got 90 days, you 18, and if I'm gonna be there, so what we don't know is our parents really is gonna be there for when because they already expecting us to fail. They never gonna tell you that, but they have to have that thought like, if this
just
don't work out,
I need to be ready.
You're right.
And that's why I really appreciate my parents, because they didn't kick us out at 18. You get what I'm saying? But like the foundation that they set, or the standard that they set, I don't know like how to call it.
Right.
They gave us every option. So it's like, you want to leave at 18? Okay, cool. You can go and do that. And if you need me, I'm here. If you need to stay here and you need to work through some things, go ahead and stay here. But while you stay here, you're not going to be lazy. You want to go to school? Okay, go ahead, go to school. You can do that. School's not for you? Okay, let's find you a job. Okay, you don't want to do that? What about the military? So it's like they literally gave us, and still to this day, like, every option that you have, if you want to take it, let me know and I'll help you and I'll push you to get to your goal. So that's just because everybody's not the same.
That's true.
Everybody's life is going to be lined up the same way. And especially when we're in a state where we're learning ourselves, sometimes we don't even know what we want. So it's good to have people in your corner like, I know you don't know what you want, but there is X, Y, and Z. What you want to try?
Yeah.
Okay, X don't work, let's try Z. You get what I'm saying? So, like, I don't think it's bad for people to stay in the house over 18, but at the same time, I don't think it's bad for people to leave at 18. It just depends on the person, depends on that person's mindset, and it depends on the support system that they have. Because it's a lot of people leave at 18 and they got a lot on their back that they don't even have to take.
Yeah.
You get me? And then there's people that stay at home at the age of 18 and still be there at 30 because
they got lazy.
They got crippled and lazy, and they think they ain't got to do nothing because mama and daddy gonna always be here. That's or true. Grandma and uncle or somebody.
Yeah. I'm
gonna go call somebody and somebody gonna let me sleep on their couch. You get me?
Yeah, that's true. You could really enable a person by letting them stay too long too. But then it's like, as a parent, where do I find that balance of, okay,
it's learning your child?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of parents learn, and no, they already know their child. I ain't even learning. They know which one I can let stay to 21 and which one I need to let go at 18, because the conversation's a little different. You know, I could come to the person that I know that's gonna do something by 21 and be like, hey, look, I got you. Just let me know this, and that. I go to that other one that's like, hey,
get up.
I have to make you. You sleep until 1, you staying up all night, you ain't trying to get a job.
You don't clean up. Eat all my food.
Right. I know how to talk to you. I know I got to tell you, all right, look, your time cutting short, buddy. Yeah, you cutting it yourself, because I'm going to help you if you helping yourself.
Right.
And that's the type of parent that I'm going to be. I have a daughter, and if she ever come to me and be like, hey, Dad, I need to stay, you know, I know Harmony. She's gonna be the person that when she puts her mind to it, she's gonna do it. But I'm also not gonna use that I know Harmony to cripple her.
Right.
Because if you showing me, yes, I'm gonna have high expectations for you. I'm gonna help you. But if you're showing me that you ain't trying to help yourself, you're trying to be lazy, tough love gonna come out. Because I don't want that for you. I want you to be able to go out into this world and you carry our name out and you be somebody.
Right.
When they hear your name, they get the chills. You shake rooms.
Right.
They're like, ooh. Think about Oprah Winfrey right now. No matter all the conspiracies, no matter all the conspiracies, her name shakes a whole room.
That's true.
And I'm just naming a female because I have a daughter to raise. You know, I want you to have that type of
impact.
Oprah Winfrey, Beyonce. Yeah, when they say your name, people eyebrow Harmony. That's a bad woman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, even for my future kid, my sons, your name gonna be heard, bro. Your name is gonna be said, and that's because we not gonna have all that laziness. Right. But great topics, though. I mean, we could go on and on, man. We trying to give y'all like good content. Really, it's like a lot of these we try to cut it so y'all can come in and comment. So if y'all see us jumping from another, we comfortable. You know what I'm saying? We talking to y'all. We feel like we know y'all. Jump in the conversation. But it says, how you know when you became a man or a woman? I'm gonna let you go first. I mean, we kind of been alternating. You went first, I went. So go ahead.
I mean, but how do you know when you've become a man/woman? I think when you know, you know.
Okay.
Certain things you don't do anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that scripture in the Bible. I was a child.
I thought as a child. When I became a man,
I put away my childish things.
Right.
So it's like, in that sense, there's a lot of things you know, like, okay, I'm being a child.
True.
Or I'm thinking like a child. And the minute you're able to identify those things, one, and change them, that's when you've already stepped your foot in the door of, okay, I'm a woman. I'm a man. And then it's certain things that you care about differently. There's certain things, certain ways you walk, certain ways you talk. Not like you're more focused on like the future and your goals. I mean, of course, people who aren't men and women think about that stuff, but you think about it differently. Like you think about how it'll affect this person and that person, and will this help me grow? And I don't know how to.
I mean, I agree with you. I left this part, like I don't have any facts about it from where I researched, because I feel like this is like a mutual topic for anybody to feel any type of way and state what they really feel about it. So I just wrote down, and I read what I wrote down. The first one I wrote down, it says, the things you used to involve in become less interesting. Priorities first, and you protect your own peace.
That's a big one, actually.
Every action don't need a reaction. And then obviously you're gonna protect yours. So for a man, it's like, go for number one. The things we used to do. A lot of men out here, we tired of clubbing and drinking and all this other stuff that don't scream I'm a man too. But a lot of times, a lot of boys do it, and I say boys because they don't know how to be their own man. It's because somebody else is doing it.
Boys and girls.
Boys and girls. But when things ain't hitting for you like they used to hit for you, like they say down south, that ain't hitting on nothing.
Right.
If it ain't hitting for you like it used to hit for you, you lost interest in it. You growing up. You passed it. You used to think it was cool. You used to do this, do that, and it's like, nah, man, I let it go. And then knowing how to prioritize is just like, I put my priorities in order. once I put my priorities in order and I'm handling my priorities, it's another step of you becoming a man. A lot of times we don't have our priorities in check. We, and being in this relationship actually helped me enhance my priorities because I'm guilty. I used to go spend money on this, that, and the third, and it really wasn't even beneficial at the time. I could have waited a later time to do that when I had a little bit more extra money, but again, I had to want to do that. I grew up and I started looking at it, and when I have a daughter, it's like, okay, I gotta get me right. That's priorities for my daughter. Because if she asks for something, she getting it, right? And everybody know, little girl's expensive. But if I don't have my priorities straight, my answer gonna be no. And I'm not gonna tell my daughter, oh nah, you can't have this. If you need it, for sure. If it's something that you need and it ain't something that you just, oh, I want a toy. Okay, that ain't your needs. I'm here to help you with your wants too because you my baby girl. Trust me. But I'm gonna take care of your needs first, and that's me prioritizing. And that just carries over to even my relationship. My job is to make sure we straight. And then with my fiance, what she wants, she gets it too. But I'm gonna take care of her needs and I'm gonna satisfy her needs first. Um and then it says protect yours, so that's what I said. That's just going with hand in hand. Like my daughter, I'm gonna protect her with my life. My fiance, I'm gonna protect her with my life. I'm gonna protect the person anyway, so I added that because that's just how I feel. And then every action don't need a reaction. And learn how to protect your peace. I'm gonna put it together so you can talk. Um, every action don't need a reaction is a step to protecting my peace. I'm not gonna let you get under my skin like I used to do. I used to be a young man that hot headed. I'm at the age, bro, I know what I do to you. I know I don't even have to go there. And I'm just giving you an example. Somebody try you, everybody 2024, you try me, you man, listen, I know what I do. I don't have to even prove that to you really. Right. And I'm gonna protect my peace by not taking it there with you. But and then another example is just like protecting my peace and keeping, if I know my old homeboy is still doing and they stay robbing, they drinking and driving and all that, they don't care to be free. Protecting my peace is not involving myself in those type of situation. I ain't saying we can't be homeboy, cause I'm still gonna be your homeboy, but I'm gonna be a homeboy from a distance. You know what I'm saying? It's certain stuff we can't engage in like that no more, bro. You really don't care about me, let alone yourself. I see that. You still doing the same thing we were doing. We were 16, 18, bro. I'm 27, few days. You know what I'm saying? It's like, at what point is it gonna click for you? At what point are you gonna grow up and be like, nah, that's the old me. You know what I'm saying? That's part of just being a man and really just really protecting the peace. At the end of the day, I'm just making sure I ain't missing nothing. Protecting your peace.
I mean, I agree, like, wholeheartedly, because at the end of the day, it's your life. Mm-hmm. So you gotta live it how you want to live it. If you're spending all of your time trying to do things how you see other people do it, you'll never be happy. Mm-hmm. If you're spending all your time trying to satisfy the people that are around you when it's fun, when it's not fun, you're depressed and lonely. True. So the minute you decide, like, hey, because we're in a relationship, mm-hmm. but like, it's about me.
Yeah.
And it's about what I want to be and how I want this life to play out. And like you said, if I know, say for instance, females, if I know all you do is go to the club trying to get people to see you and, you are involved in all that drinking, looking crazy, don't care what you look like, don't care how you act, fighting, all of that stuff can end in death. Simple as that.
Let me close the book on that because she up here preaching again. And
So if you're spending more of your time leading yourself down a road that ends in nothing but that, you have nothing for me. You have nothing for my future, and you have nothing for anything that's connected to me. Yeah, you cool, but until you learn, like, it's only so much of that you can do before you realize, like, hey, the world is not nice. These people out here don't care about you for real. These women and men don't care about you for real. Think about how many people are losing their lives just because they wanted to go out and be seen.
That's true. And they don't have nobody, like, friend-wise in their corner to be like, hey, we need to stop doing that.
Right, because they all trying to do the same thing. All trying to be seen by the same person.
And we don't take criticism. I feel like when we're young, we don't take that constructive criticism as we would when we're older.
Right.
When we know we're a man or woman, it's like, I will allow somebody to come, hey, you look crazy. And I'm just telling you that because you out here looking crazy.
I'm not trying to be mean or nothing.
You feel
I'm
me?
just being honest.
You say that nowadays, they ready to pull that fire.
What you mean? You look crazy. What are you doing around? You trying to fight? Like, girl, you just proved my point.
Basically.
You look crazy.
You definitely do. And it's just an example to give, man. And then, like you said, you just know. You just know when you're a man, you know when you're a woman. And don't let nobody tell you you're not. Because this man ain't going to be the same as that man. That woman not going to be the same as that woman. As long as you're comfortable within yourself, you handling your priorities, you are doing the things you need to do as an adult, and you're protecting your peace, you fit in the category.
Yeah. All right, y'all. That's it for today's podcast. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope you were able to learn something, and I hope y'all have something to bring back to us. So,
Like, comment, subscribe.
All of that.
We leave it open pretty much for y'all to have some feedback. So give us some feedback. Let us know whatever y'all want to hear. And again, I hope I fixed my mic. I know the first one I was a little muffled, so I'm apologize again. You made it this far. Thank you. But yeah, we'll see y'all next week. We out.